For decades, we built our digital defenses around a simple metaphor: the castle and its moat. Inside the walls was the trusted network, our corporate kingdom. Everything outside was the untrusted wilderness, filled with threats. We invested heavily in strengthening the perimeter, building higher firewalls, deeper moats, more vigilant gatekeepers. This model, known as perimeter security, operated on a binary principle of trust. Once you were authenticated and allowed inside the network, you were generally considered trustworthy. You could move about with considerable freedom. This approach made sense when our assets and employees were all neatly contained within a physical office. The world, however, has fundamentally changed. The perimeter has not just weakened, it has dissolved into irrelevance. Our employees now work from home, from coffee shops, from airports. They use a mix of corporate devices and personal devices. Our applications no longer reside on servers in a back room. They are distributed across multiple cloud environments. Our data is constantly in motion, flowing between services, partners, and customers located around the globe. This diffusion of assets and users means there is no longer a clear inside or outside to defend. Zero Trust is not a product or a single technology. It is a strategic security model, a fundamental shift in mindset. Its guiding principle is elegantly simple yet profound. Never trust, always verify. Discard the old assumption that any user or device is trustworthy just because it's on our network. Treat every access request as if it comes from an open, untrusted network. Trust is not granted by default. It must be earned explicitly for every single transaction, every single time. This moves defenses from a static, location-based perimeter to a dynamic, identity-centric one. At the heart of Zero Trust is relentless verification of identity. Identity becomes the new perimeter. Before granting access, rigorously confirm the user is who they claim to be. Passwords alone aren't enough. They can be stolen or phished. Enforce multi-factor authentication as baseline. MFA requires a second independent verification, for example, code from a mobile authenticator app, a biometric scan, a physical security key. Multiple proofs make using stolen credentials much harder. Also verify the device requesting access. A legitimate user on a compromised or non-compliant device is still risky. Implementing a zero-trust architecture requires a suite of interconnected technologies that work in concert to enforce its principles. One of the most critical tactics is micro-segmentation. Instead of having one large, flat network where everything can communicate with everything else, micro-segmentation divides the network into small, isolated zones or segments. Think of it as building secure, fireproof rooms inside your once-open castle. Each segment contains a specific application or data set, and strict security policies are enforced at the boundary of each one. Communication between segments is blocked by default and only allowed if there is an explicit, approved rule. This granular segmentation is the key to stopping an attacker's lateral movement. If a threat actor manages to compromise a server in one segment, for instance, a public-facing web server, they are trapped. They cannot scan the network to discover other systems, nor can they attempt to connect to the finance database or the human resources application residing in different segments. Micro-segmentation ensures that a breach in one area remains contained to that area. It gives security teams precious time to detect and neutralize the threat before it can spread and cause widespread damage. It transforms a potentially catastrophic incident into a manageable one. Zero Trust is not a set-it-and-forget-it solution. It is a dynamic and continuous process. The verification that happens at the moment of an access request is only the beginning. True Zero Trust requires constant monitoring and reevaluation of trust throughout the entire duration of a session. The security posture of a user or device can change in an instant. A user might log in from a secure office, but then move to an insecure public Wi-Fi network. A device that was healthy a minute ago might suddenly download a malicious file. We must assume that risk is fluid and be prepared to adapt our security controls accordingly. Adopting a zero-trust model yields clear and compelling benefits. It directly addresses the shortcomings of legacy security. The most significant is a dramatic reduction in risk. By eliminating implicit trust and enforcing least privilege access, you severely limit an attacker's ability to move through your network and access sensitive data. A breach is no longer an automatic catastrophe. Its impact is contained. This model is particularly effective at neutralizing common but dangerous threats: phishing, stolen credentials, MFA stops, unauthorized access at the front door. Microsegmentation prevents movement even if an attacker gets in. This containment provides a much faster incident response. Zero Trust is inherently designed for the modern hybrid world. Remote work cloud computing. It provides a consistent security model that protects users and data regardless of their location. In the office, connecting to an on-premise server. At home, accessing a cloud application. The same rigorous verification and access policies apply. This simplifies security operations. It makes it easier to achieve and maintain compliance with various data protection regulations. You can precisely control and audit who is accessing what data from where and why. It builds security directly into your operations, rather than bolting it on as an afterthought. The journey to a full zero-trust architecture can seem daunting, but it does not have to be an all-or-nothing endeavor. It should be approached as an iterative process, not a massive one-time project. The best way to begin is by taking small, targeted steps that deliver immediate security value. Flowchart visual. 1. Identify critical assets. 2. Enforce MFA. 3. Segment a pilot group. Start by identifying your most critical assets, the crown jewels, and focus your initial efforts there. Protecting your most privileged accounts, such as domain administrators with strong MFA and a PAM solution. From there, you can expand your implementation incrementally. Roll out MFA to more user groups. Use device health checks for employees accessing your most sensitive applications. Choose a small but critical part of your network and apply micro-segmentation policies. Each step builds upon the last, progressively reducing your attack surface and strengthening your defenses. The key is to start now. Zero Trust is more than a buzzword. It is the essential security strategy for surviving and thriving in the current threat landscape. Begin the conversation, create a plan, and take that first tangible step today.